and we're gonna give you the market, our market overview for the morning. Is I have Trey here. He's with Empire of Traders, of course. You guys know. What's up, Trey?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm ready. Let's go, man. I'm excited.
Let's get it. Let's get it. And we also have Bolver, who's actually going to read the market for us. He's our Bulgarian partner. They're helping us trade on London hours, Asia hours. So, Bolver, brother, is take it away.
How's it going, guys? So, a quick introduction about myself. I'm mainly an ICT trader. I truly believe in the algorithm behind price. And for any future students that are going to be working with me, I wholeheartedly believe that I will be able to prove that to you. So, let us do a quick video and go over the situation we're having right now. So, today is Wednesday. Currently, what we have open is the forexfactory.com, a very important website, the forexfactory.com calendar. What we can see in this case, we have a filter menu which allows us to select news that we want to view, as well as their importance, aka expected impact. So let us leave only the USD news open. Today at 2 p.m., so later in the day, in the afternoon, we're going to have the FOMC meeting minutes, the most important news event of the week. And therefore, we are currently expecting the New York AM session to be low probability, or in other words, low quality, and not be good for trading. So this is a very specific day in the overall monthly calendar. It's one of the very few days where we are looking to not trade the New York AM session. Let's have a quick look at price. Currently, and I know that my screen at first might look crazy to you, etc., but with time, you guys will get used to it. So currently, on all three indices, which include Nasdaq, the S&P 500, and the Dow Jones, we've had a large drop in the price action so far. Since market opened a few minutes ago, we've moved up on the Dow Jones, but in general, price is remaining currently consolidated. What we would like to see for the remainder of the day is the price to remain somewhat consolidated, maybe not as much, but in general stay in range and allow us to perhaps look for a potential trade later in the day once the FOMC meeting minutes event occurs, which I repeat is at 2 p.m. And we'll either have an opportunity to trade there, or the other scenario is for us to trade tomorrow during Thursday, and once again we have to wait for the New York AM session. What usually happens is, if we have, let's call it, lackluster news release, meaning it's low impact, we'll have an opportunity to trade tomorrow. If the impact is large, we'll be trading today. And this is one of the things that you guys will be learning over time. This is currently the situation from a very beginner-friendly perspective. If anyone would like to add anything at this point.
Amazing, Volver. So let me ask you one question. So just for the beginners out there, so today is a day where we wouldn't normally trade, and then this is just because it would be not like the probabilities of it wouldn't be something that it wouldn't be a high probability trade. So what I wanted to ask you is, and if you can tell our viewers, is at what time today and under what conditions would they make a trade? So you said if there is a large move, which means like if the candle moves a lot to the upside or the downside, would they be looking to enter on a reversal or on an extension? And around what time? Like if they wait for the FOMC meeting minutes, around what time would you say it's recommended that they trade, or should they just follow uh, strict rules and do not trade at all today? Thank you, Volver.
Absolutely. So, in here, we have to think of it in terms of scenarios. So, there are multiple scenarios that can occur, and depending on your level of expertise when it comes to being a trader, you want to approach the market differently. So, in most cases, and for example, if we have a backtesting session and we review previous price actions from months prior, what we will find is that in most cases, the FOMC news event is lackluster and we get the best conditions to trade tomorrow. There are specific cases where the FOMC event can be very high impact, and it usually comes together with, I will give you an example very quickly. It usually comes together with another news event at the same time or around the same time in the same session, so to speak. So back in December of 2024, if we go to the 18th of December, which is also a Wednesday, has to be mentioned, the FOMC news release is always on a Wednesday. All other news events tend to migrate, but NFP is always on Friday and FOMC is on a Wednesday. So in this case, back on December 18th, we had the federal funds rate announcement once again at 2 p.m. together with the FOMC press conference and a bunch of other red folder news events, FOMC news events. So in this case, the most important news event was the funds rate. We had a change in the fund rates from previous to actual, which caused a huge reaction in price. So I'll actually move to the daily chart, hide all my drawings just to make it more beginner friendly, and I will move back in price back to December last year. And it's a very obvious candle, especially if you're following your stuff, where we can see that this huge candle caused an expansion to the downside because the news event was so highly impactful. In this case, we do not have the news release at all. If we come back to this week, you can click right here. We only have the meeting minutes. Currently, the situation supposes that we're likely to move to the upside overall, because if we move back to the 15-minute chart and reset it, we can see that we've mainly been moving down since the beginning of the week. It is likely that we might be leaving the low of the week somewhere in here, and we'll be getting the weekly direction in general after this news event. So for a beginner, I would say do not trade today, wait for the price action tomorrow, and you would have received even more information based on what happens later today in the day once the news release is there. You can even go in and listen to the press conference itself. The chairman, Jerome Powell, will give a speech. You can hear out what he has to say. But in general, price, meaning technical analysis, tells us more than enough. And in this case, I believe we'll remain in somewhat of a range and then look to have a long position tomorrow or the day after that. This is in my mind, this is the most likely scenario. It's not guaranteed to happen. But as we keep receiving new information, we adjust accordingly, so to speak. Anything else?
Thank you, Volver. Thank you. And then just to add in my 2 cents into that is I would agree with what you've said. So it's been going down, and I would wait for an entry directly tomorrow for beginners. Even for seasoned traders, is I don't know if I would risk it today. And of course, if we do risk it, like Volver said, is it would have to be on the afternoon and based on how much it moves. Other than that, is I would just suggest that we wait until hopefully tomorrow we get that reversal. So if today we get the confirmation that it keeps going down, then most likely tomorrow we will get that reversal that we're waiting, and it hopefully is explosive. So it does allow us to make a big profit. Anyway, that's it from my side. I don't know if you guys want to pitch in anything. Well then, guys, with that, this is our analysis. Thank you so much. Thank you, Trey. Thank you, Volver. Is I'm looking forward for that trade tomorrow. Let's see how we do it, and let's get our analysis tomorrow as well, so we can continue this thing and get that amazing trade going for everybody.
Yeah, great
Absolutely.
analysis, Bolver. Looking forward to how the news impacts this, but great analysis, brother.
Thank you, guys. Pleasure talking to you, and we'll do it again tomorrow.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day trading.